It's amazing to be here, right? And the whole essence of this video is to give you a head up on how to make use of the PC. In other words, how to make use of the computer ahead of your upcoming JAMB exam. Over the years, I've realized that what majority of the students used to experience is not that they don't have the right information to answer whatsoever questions they need to answer to help them get a very good JAMB score, but then they don't know how to use the PC. I've always been in the JAMB exam hall for at least 5 years, and I've come to notice that majority of the students that come to the exam hall don't even know how to use this device. So right in this video, I'm going to put you through on how to make use of this simple device, and I'm going to do a practice right here as you watch me all along. But there's something you need to have in mind, that before we talk about how to make use of the system to answer questions, there are a few things I feel I should quickly talk to you about. And before we dive right into that, if it's your first time of coming across this YouTube channel, just simply do a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel, because this channel is going to be holding your hands all through till you gain admission. So you don't want to miss any video that I'm going to be pulling up. Now let's dive into it. Now, what are the few things you need to know about the JAMB exam? For those of you that are coming from my TikTok page, which I think is the most active social media page I have at the moment, is that you would have come across me through a lot of videos before now that gives you an head knowledge of how this present JAMB exam is going to be. But I'm still going to talk about them here. Now, the first thing you need to note about the JAMB exam is that the secret is to be confident. That's one. You have to be confident about yourself. You have to be confident about what you have studied. You have to also believe in yourself, because if you don't have that right mindset, you even get to the exam hall, immediately interact with one or two friends, they put fear in you, or you meet some so-called guys out there that they will start promising you how to help in the exam hall, and you fall to scam, all those kind of things. But if you believe in yourself, you're going for the exam, you're already winning ahead. Now, another thing you need to also get yourself familiar with is you have to be every instruction. You don't jeopardize your 2 hours exam that you have been preparing for the past 3 to 4 months now, and jeopardize it just by talking to someone in the exam hall or doing all of such. You have to really obey instructions and try not to talk to anybody in the exam hall. Just face your work, do your 2 hours exam, and get out. Now, another thing I always tell students is that you also need to work with 1.5 hours, right? Why I say this most of the time is simply because there used to be a lot of unforeseen circumstances in the exam hall, where as maybe your center server, you need to start later to the national time, because there's always a national time. Aside the fact that you having it timed on your system, there's a national time in the sense that the afternoon section is meant to start so time and then so time. So that simply means when it's that time and your own center is having a glitch, you will not be able to start at the right national time. Maybe the national time is 2 p.m. And your own center is starting 2:30. That does not mean they will not stop the exam at the exact national time, which is 4 p.m. because it's 2 hours exam. That simply means everybody has to stop 4 p.m. So if you have not been practicing using 1 and 30 minutes, you're really shooting yourself in the leg. And most of the time, there's no always remedy, even if it is not your fault. So work with the mindset of 1 and 30 minutes. The last thing I'm going to talk about here is start with your best and your well-known subject, the subject that gives you confidence. You are doing 4 subjects. If it's biology that gives you confidence, much more, start with biology. Biology seems to be the best of your subjects that you are well prepared for, which is your strength. Start with your strengths, and obviously you manage your time properly, you get the confidence you need to do, starting from what you have done, and well, you are in for success. Now, having said all of this, the next thing is for me to introduce you to the basic hardware. When I'm talking about the basic hardware, I'm talking about your mouse. How should you handle your mouse? How should you work with your keyboard, and all of that. Guys, at this junction, I have to be very simplistic as possible, and I have to show you some of this hardware that are of very important when it comes to answering questions in the JAMB exam. Truth be told, using a PC to answer a question in your JAMB exam is very easy and simple, right? But unfortunately, if you don't know, believe me, you with this short video, you might not have a total grasp until you find yourself experiencing it. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be introducing you guys to a very easy way to practice whatsoever I'm able to teach you how to do. But then let's really talk about the 2 major devices that are very important. The expectation of every CBT center is that they are to provide for you a mouse, a keyboard, and a monitor. Now, note these 3 things I mentioned. Apparently, me and you know 3 or 4 things makes up the whole computer system, right? The CPU, keyboard, mouse, and a monitor. But this is not your own problem. Your only thing is just to affirm and confirm that these devices are much more working. So if perhaps you are doing your exam and along the line you realize that your mouse is not working well, please call the attention of the technical staff in the exam hall to help you change the mouse or change the keyboard, as the case may be. So apparently the first thing you have to observe is your monitor must be displaying properly. You must not be managing monitor. Maybe monitor that is showing A for B, or the color is not. So if you look at my own monitor, for example, I'm using a laptop, but then it's not everybody that will be using laptop in the exam. Or some people will actually use the desktop, which obviously CPU is what is involved, but then it's all the same, right? The major goal is just to have visibility. Look at how clear my own monitor really is, and this is how clear your own monitor as well should be. When you're about to write it. If your monitor is not clear, it's your right to request for them to change your PC, or for you to find another place to go, or perhaps when I mean find another place to go, change your seat. They can actually change your seat, even if it is, they can take it to the backup. Every CBT center have a backup, right? So that is just the first thing you need to note, right? Your monitor must be up top notch. You don't even have business with your CPU. Your CPU will surely work. If your monitor is displaying, that means your CPU is working. Now, the next hardware I want to introduce you to is the mouse. Look at it. This is a mouse. This is a wireless mouse, which I don't think any CBT center would use. They will use a surely wired mouse. That is a mouse that is connected to your CPU. But if you look at this is exactly what you're also going to have, right? Now, one of the major success of your exam, or the success of your exam, is the fact that you need to know how to use this thing called mouse, and how fast and how conversant you are with the mouse also matters. Now, if you don't have an external mouse, some CBT center will just give you a laptop, right, to use. This is the attached mouse to the laptop, right? You can also use this, but then two major buttons are very, very important in this mouse we are talking about, and this is we have both the left click and the right click. Now look at me, look at the way I'm positioning my hand. For instance, this is the mouse, and this is where I'm positioning my mouse, and this is the exact way of how to actually make use of your mouse. If you observe the way I look at the mouse, look at the way I place my hand, my two finger is on the mouse. This is a left click, this is a right click. The left click is what you use to pick any answer. I'll be showing you practice as you go all along, but then I just need to let you know that the left click is what you use to pick your answer. You move, then you pick answer, you click, right? You move, you click, you move, you click, you move, you click, you move, you click. As simple as that. So if you read your question and you just click on it, right? I'll be showing you practical when we are done with the introduction to the hardware, right? This is a right click. Most of the time you don't have business with your right click for JAMB exam. You don't really have business with this. Just focus on how to move your mouse carefully and how to be confident about moving the mouse and your left click. That is all about the mouse. Now, the next thing you need to get conversant with is the keyboard. Now, look at my own keyboard. It's attached to the system because it's a laptop. I'm obviously using a laptop, right? So my keyboard, for instance, is attached to the laptop. But then for you guys, you might have an external keyboard, but it's all the same thing. Now, while I'm doing the practice of the whole thing, I would also show you how to use the keyboard properly. But the major thing here is this is the keyboard. The major key students used to have issues with in the exam that have come is backspace. Maybe you type something and want to cancel it. This is what you used to cancel it. I'll show you practical examples when I'm showing the practice of the real user interface for the exam. But apparently, this is just all you need to know. Most of the time in the exam, or you can use your keyboard to also answer question. A for A if you want to pick A as the answer, B for B, C for C, D for D, and all of that. So that's all about the keyboard, and that's all about the major devices you are going to be needing for the upcoming JAMB exam. So the next thing I want to introduce you to now is I will now do a practical example using a particular software to carry out my practical. So stay tuned.
Okay, guys, so quick one. Apparently, okay guys, now what I simply want to do in this situation is I want to show you examples, right? I want to show you practical examples of how to make use of your system to do a read exam. Unfortunately, I'm going to be using a software because that software will give me the exact user interface for JAMB. So I would also recommend you, if you really want to practice what I've told you about now, please get a PC, borrow a PC, get a system, borrow a system. It could be laptop, it could be desktop, and install this software in that particular system. And I'm going to put you through on how to install this software. Very easy and straightforward. Just go to Exam Guide, UTME 2025, UTME Practice Hub. Then you download Windows. Download Windows, as you can see, is already downloading. So I will surely wait for it to download. Then I run the installation. So once I've gotten successfully downloaded, then I would simply just install. And once I install, voila, I'll be able to use the software to show you how to practice with it. Guys, now I am done with the download. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to install the app. So all you need to do is just to ask you this question, then you tap yes, and you install the app. So all you just need to do is just wait for some minutes, then the app will be installed. One thing I want to call your attention to quickly is immediately the app is installed, you would find the icon on your desktop. And note that this app is needed for me to use to practice, and you can also do the same. It's one of the best apps that you can use to even write mock if you did not register for JAMB mock exam. Super amazing app. You can sit down with it for the next 25 days, and I can guarantee you that you're going to do your exam. So once this app is installed, just launch it up. Launching simply means you are opening the app up, right? So it has fully installed, just like you can see the icon on my system, and you have to wait for it to get itself up. Now, 2025 exam guide UTME, super amazing app. Then you just quickly fill this info here. You have full back, then maybe foundation builders at gmail.com. And you pick Lagos State. Then you okay. Now here I have my app being installed, right? Now what do I need to do next? I'm using this app to do practice. I don't really intend to activate it, but for you might need to activate it so that I can have full access to the app. And there's a very, very super interesting way of activating. All you just need to come here, activate. Once you come here, you go to activate by activation key. Activation key is 4,000 naira, but with my coupon code Daniel, you will have a discount. And I'm going to show you how to get it. So once you just go to processing. To ask you want to be redirected, just say proceed. To open up a browser for you to a very safe payment gateway pay start. You can see it's no more 4,000 because of my coupon code. You have 3,600. So you can just do transfer if you want. Once you transfer to this account number, you'll be able to get your PIN instantly via your email. Or you put your card, you get your PIN instantly via email. So that's just how to activate. Another way you can activate is by reaching out to me via WhatsApp. For some of you that have my WhatsApp number, if you don't have it, perhaps I'm going to be attaching it below this video. Just check it out, reach out to me. You will get much more discount than 3,600 naira to activate the app. So if you don't have a PC, I would advise you try to get one, borrow one before the time. Install this app on the PC and use it to practice. It's just one of the best way to practice what we have talked about today in this video. Now, immediately you activate, or even if you don't activate, you just want to check it out, just go to practice UTME. Now, this app, one interesting thing about it is to give you the exact interface, just like JAMB would give you, right? And that is why I'm using it and I'm recommending it, just because of the replica interface that you are going to get, just like the real JAMB exam. So the whole scenario, when you get to the exam hall, you'll be given a system, you sit down, and they will ask you to wait, and you wait. When they give instruction of to put your reg number in the column, you put your reg number in the column. When they say you should get started, you get started. I'm just painting a picture of the example now, right? But for this case, I want to just show you how it really works. Now, see, like I said, exam guide, you can actually do a mock. Do mock as a mode if you want to do a mock. And that is why I keep on recommending exam guide, because of this opportunity it gives you. Imagine you don't even register for JAMB mock. You can just download the exam guide if you PC and write as many mock as possible even before the real exam. So you just do get started, and you have almost a replica interface like you have in the real JAMB exam, right? Look at it, for instance. Now, this is what we have there, right? You can use your mouse to pick your answer. If A is your answer, move to A, you go to next B, move to next C, D, and that is just how you use your mouse to answer your question. If you want to move to another subject after you're done with English, just move to the bar upward. Just this is how the JAMB interface really looks like too, right? You use now I want to use my keyboard, so I want to use A to pick A. That's how it is even in the real JAMB exam. Use B to pick B. Use N to go to next. A, pick C, D, N for next. This one, for instance, D. Now you want to go back to your previous question. Don't use backspace. Use P to go to previous. And that is how to just play around. And you see why it is very good for you to practice before the real JAMB exam. Some of the students, what they do is when they get to the exam, they start shaking simply because they cannot move their mouse adequately. And once you are done, you go to submit, you submit. For the real JAMB platform, you have end exam. So you just go to end exam. Once you end the exam, you would just be able to submit. And once you do that, you're done with your exam. And that is just the beauty of exam guide app. So I recommend this app for you 100% if you want to practice how to use the PC ahead of the exam. Get a system, install the app like the instruction app, like the process you have seen me do, and activate it using either my own coupon code Daniel, and or you reach out to me to get a very better discount aside 36, so that you can get the app activated and you practice with it. You can also do mock series of mock exam with it. Once you're able to do your mock exam with it, I can guarantee you a very good confidence in the exam hall and you did the JAMB exam. So guys, if you have not subscribed, please kindly hit the subscribe button, and also remember that you are to hit the notification bell so that you can always get notified about any video I'm uploading that will also be of the very huge benefits to you. Thank you guys. for joining up.